testimony at this time? Online.
Not this time.
Okay, thank you. Morning, Nikki.
Good morning.
Presented for your ratification are invoices due through to November 26, 2025, to be paid on November 19th, 2025, in the amount of $1,279,276.73, 72.27% out of the general fund, 9.4% out of ARPA, 2.93% out of other grants, and 11.25% out of RMS.
Okay, thank you. Motion to accept the accounts payable.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second. Any questions or comments? All in favor, say aye. Aye.
And then I also have presented for your ratification, the municipal election checks to be paid on November 19th, 2025, in the amount of $126,636.20. And that's 100% out of the general fund.
And motion to accept.
I'll make the motion. I'll second.
Any questions or comments?
I just, again, like to thank all the people that we have whenever we have an election. From top to bottom, it goes incredibly smoothly. And, and they don't do it every week. These people kind of rally twice a year and without them, our system wouldn't work. So, we appreciate them every time they show up.
Got a great team in Lycoming County with the poll workers, the judges, the county employees that chip in and help. It's a team effort, and I don't think they can be beat. If you watch the operation on election night, to watch how smoothly it goes, just know that we're blessed. So thank you. We have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Thank you, Nikki. I just want to thank you also for the food drive you're doing for the county. Can you kind of state what you're looking for?
We're looking for peanut butter, pasta, canned goods, those kind of things. Yeah, up until Monday.
Monday's the
And then-
deadline.
Yep, and then Tuesday we're going to deliver.
Okay, thank you for doing that.
Yep.
And anybody else wants to donate food, bring it to the Controller's office.
Yes,
So thank you.
thanks.
At this time, we'll recess the Commissioners' Public Meeting for the Salary Board, and we'll convene the Salary Board at this time.
Okay, the first item I have is vote to approve the salary board minutes from the November 13th, 2025 meeting.
Motion to accept.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second. All fair side?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, and this next item I'm very excited about in the Controller's office. Remove the Deputy Controller position from the TDA effective 12/31/25. I will still have a deputy, but I don't need an entire position for a deputy.
Okay, thank you. Appreciate that. And have a motion to accept that.
I'll make that motion. I'll second.
All fair side?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, next we're gonna move to the TDA cleanup round 2, 28 positions. In the Prothonotary office, remove the criminal processing clerk position from the TDA. You want to do these by department?
Yeah, please.
Okay.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second. Want to read them?
You just wanted to do the Prothonotary
One
first, right?
at a time.
Okay, so we're doing Prothonotary first.
Yep,
Okay. So you want to read what's being removed?
I already did it.
Oh, you did. I'm sorry, I missed it. Okay. All in favor side?
Aye.
Aye. Okay.
In the district attorney's office, remove the project coordinator part-time position, 5 central processing officer positions, central processing assistant director position, and 4 special detective DUI positions from the TDA.
Okay. And the district attorney, since this pertains to your department, you're also allowed to vote on this. Okay, so if you want to cast a vote, it's up to you. Okay.
That blood. With that blood, and the rest of this is.
Okay, so motion to accept.
I'll make the motion. I'll second.
All in favor, say aye.
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 And just an example before, we talked to Tom about this and just, so he was on board because we are trying to clean up the TDA for budgetary purposes and just cleanup purposes. And Tom said, no, I understand those are all good. We just have other positions that we need to add and we're working together on those. So this is not a adversarial, we're all on the same page and we're all working together to try to make the county better in all aspects. So, we don't want, he's an example just because he's here, but he's not walking out of this meeting upset. Like we're talking about the future and we're on the same page and we're excited about
Yeah, we had talked to the courts. I think he had talked to the courts, talked to the judges. And this morning, Holly from the Attorney's office called, we had a conversation. And if we explain it, these positions, if they're truly needed next year, we can have a discussion with the salary board, but we have to bring it back.
Right.
But right now, it cleans up the TDA.
And this should be noted, all of these positions are open. No
They're
one is
empty.
in.
They're empty, so
in these
Yes, they're just
positions.
sitting empty.
Right. Okay. So we're on to courts now. Did we
Yes.
vote on that?
Yes.
Okay.
In the courts, remove 2 part-time tip state positions from the TDA.
Motion to accept.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second. All fair side?
Aye.
In adult probation, remove the EBP coordinator position from the TDA.
Motion to accept.
I'll make the motion.
Second. All fair side?
Aye.
Aye.
In domestic relations, remove a part-time investigator position from the TDA.
All fair side?
Well, I'll make the motion.
Motion. Second.
Had we made a decision not to remove anything from domestics based upon their?
Yes, there were 2 positions that we did not remove from domestics.
Then I'll second.
All fair side?
Aye.
Aye.
In juvenile probation, remove a juvenile probation officer position and a clerk 4 position from the TDA.
Motion to accept.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
All fair side?
Aye.
Aye.
At DPS, remove the part-time clerk 3 position and regional field coordinator position from the TDA.
Motion to accept.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
All fair side?
Aye.
Aye.
In facilities management, remove 2 maintenance 1 positions and 2 custodial worker positions from the TDA.
Motion to accept.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
All fair side?
Aye.
Aye.
In human resources, remove 2 HR support specialist positions from the TDA.
Motion to accept.
I'll make the motion.
Second.
All fair side?
Aye.
Aye.
In military affairs, remove the VA assistant position from the TDA.
All fair side?
I'll make the motion.
Motion?
I'll make the motion.
Second? Second. All fair side?
Aye. At RMS transfer station, remove truck driver position from the TDA.
Have a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Second.
All fair side?
Aye.
Aye.
At RMS, remove 2 recycling labor positions from the TDA.
Have a motion?
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
All fair side?
Aye. And at soil conservation, remove resource conservation tech position from the TDA.
Motion?
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
All fair side?
Aye.
So we're down to, with last week's eliminations and this week's eliminations, we're down close to probably about 500 full-time employees on the TDA, I believe. Somewhere in that ballpark, I believe. Last I checked. I spoke to someone who was in county government 20 years ago as a director. And they had said back then that there was 375 full-time positions. So you can see how county government has grown over the last 20 years. And, you know, as we have a restricted budget going forward, how when we have positions that have not been filled, that are sitting empty, departments can do more with less. And we have the cooperation as a team, we can go forward with that approach. So we appreciate everyone working together as a team as trying to be more efficient with what we have. So thank you. Any other comments? Yes.
I just want to bring up the Veterans Affairs position. The only reason that was open was because Mike retired.
Okay.
It took a while to get the job posted. We had a person ready to say, hey, we want to give you this job. It was a veteran that had 10 years at another county. And then it came out the same day that we were on a freeze. So it wasn't that this position has been open for months and we are able to do our job without that third position. Our veterans are waiting a month and a half to get in for a scheduled appointment right
Okay.
now. So we are struggling with only 2 VSOs and not having that third position. And I know they said that they would take a look at each department. So I understand other positions have been free for months and nobody's been in there, but that's the only reason our position was open was because Mike retired. And we got the same day we had an interview with our gentleman, we were told that we were on a freeze.
Okay, does the salary board want to revisit that right now, or do we want
So you want to rescind the elimination of
to?
the,
Yeah. Still in a position where you can hire them?
Yeah, I mean, he visited us yesterday and said, hey, what's going on? It's budget, you know.
I
that's
think
what
you should wait for
he's
our next salary board.
Next salary board, let's discuss it. Okay,
I'll put it on the agenda.
okay. And then
Thank
we'll,
you.
we'll invite you over,
Okay,
right, talk about that, get it back on the agenda.
okay,
So, because we want to make sure the veterans are serviced.
I appreciate it.
Okay, absolutely.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Thanks for bringing it to our attention.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay. Okay. At this time, we'll adjourn salary board, reconvene the commissioners' public meeting. And Mike, personal actions. Thank you, Nikki.
You're welcome.
Yep.
Let's see, good morning. Approve the following personnel actions as conditional offers of employment, subject to the successful completion of a background check and all other employment conditions outlined here in attachment A. Here we are. In the pre-release center, Reginald Gallman, resident supervisor, union, full-time at $19.20 per hour, 80 hours per pay period with an anticipated start date, December 1, 2025. And then in public safety, Stacy Folk, EMA manager. This is into the acting director of public safety, pay grade 10, full-time, $54,543.384 per year at 75 hours per pay period with an effective date, November 9th, 2025.
And motion to accept.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
Any questions or comments? All in favor, side?
Aye.
Aye. Aye. Okay, just regarding the public safety position, we have the several great candidates.
Yes.
And we have interviews lined up for the middle of December with all those candidates. And we have a committee in place that'll be interviewing those candidates. And then we hope to have that person in place in early January.
Plan.
Yep. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yep. Action items, Gary, you're up first.
Yeah, good morning.
Morning.
Action item 5.1 is vote to approve the 2026 landfill fee schedule. The effective date would be January 1st, 2026. And, on approval, we'll get these posted and sent out to, the public and customers.
Okay, a motion to accept.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
Questions or comments? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Aye.
All right, action item 5.2 is vote to approve the 2026 transfer station fee schedule, effective date January 1st, 2026. Again, as soon as approval goes through here, we'll get these out to the public and customers as well.
Any motion to accept?
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Thank you, Gary.
Thanks. Have a good, happy Thanksgiving.
You too. Kristen, you with us?
Yes, I am, Commissioners.
Good morning, you're up.
All right, action item 5.3 is to approve the subrecipient agreement amendment number 2 with Greater Lycoming Habitat for Humanity. This is the Williamsport build project, and this is ARPA funding, no additional funding or changes to the funding. It is just extending their agreement from December 31st, 2025 through June 30th, 2025.
Okay. And like stated, these are ARPA monies. Okay, thank you. A motion to accept.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
All fair side?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, action item 5.4 is subrecipient agreement amendment number 5 with the Williamsport Municipal Water Authority. And just like the other one, there is no change to this. It is, in terms of funding, it is ARPA funding and I'm sorry, This is for both the WMWA water main replacement project and the Brook Street pressure reducing valve relocation project. And this extends the termination date from December 31st, 2025 until June 30th.
Okay, motion to accept.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second. All fair side? Aye. Aye.
And finally, 5.5 is subrecipient agreement amendment number 1, also with Lycoming County, the Habitat for Humanity, and this is for the Clark Street bills, which are in South Williamsport, and this is to extend the termination date from December 1st, 2025 until June 30th.
Okay, motion to accept.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second. All fair side? Aye. Aye. So Kristen, again, these are cases where the ARPA funds went to generational projects such as housing and water piping for different municipalities. So generational projects that were used from ARPA fund monies.
Yeah, and a lot of these projects are underway, nearing completion, or complete. It's just getting final invoices and such in to pay them. So this will give us enough time to make sure that that is done. But I know the South Williams, one of the houses in South Williamsport is complete, and I believe family has moved in there. So it's a great opportunity.
Great. Okay, thank you. Thanks for everything you're doing.
Thank you,
Yeah.
and happy Thanksgiving, Commissioners.
Same thing. Thank you. Okay. Next. Wayne Miller.
Good day, Commissioners. Action item 5.6 is the vote to approve the letter of engagement for Baker Tilly auditing to conduct the required audit for the DOH grant. This is a 2025 budgeted item under the DOH grant, which is a requirement of our contract every fiscal year.
Okay, motion to accept.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second. All fair side? Aye. Aye.
Thank you, Commissioners. Have a happy Thanksgiving.
Thank you. You too. Morning, Lance.
Good morning, Commissioners. The first item I have for you, 5.7, is vote to approve the agreement with Health Network Laboratories. I'm doing business as Forensic Pathology Associates. This is for the District Attorney's Office. This is for expert consultation, which should not exceed $20,000.
Okay, motion to accept.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second. All fair side?
Aye.
Aye.
The next item, 5.8, vote to approve the agreement with John S. O'Brien, MD, JD. Again, this is for the District Attorney's Office for forensic psychiatric evaluation and testimony, not to exceed $50,000.
Okay, motion to accept.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second. All fair side? Aye. Aye.
The next item, 5.9, vote to approve the amendment to the agreement with Fry's Fire Protection. This is just to extend for an additional year at the same rate. This is just to service all of our fire extinguishers in the county.
Accept.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second. All fair side? Aye. Aye.
The next item, 5.10, vote to approve the LSA grant application. So pass through for the Williamsport home. It's the amount of $300,000. They're going to be applying for life safety infrastructure upgrades at that facility. And again, it's just administratively me just passing through those funds.
Okay, thank you. Motion to accept.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second. All fair side? Aye. Aye.
And the last item I have for you, 5.11, vote to approve the purchase of 2 commercial washers and dryers for the coroner's office building from AC Power Company. It's in the amount of $13,320. And this is 100% reimbursed from the local share account grant funds.
Your motion to accept.
I'll make the motion.
Is this additional to what we've already purchased, or is this the original?
No, we haven't purchased that yet. Yeah, they're finally just coming in now.
All right, I'll second. All fair side? Aye. Aye.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Morning.
First, morning.
5.12, this is an agreement with the Annis Fort Volunteer Fire Company. This is similar to the agreement we had last week with Woodward Township. It involves making the facility accessible with a polling place. There is a reimbursement involved in this. It's $3,728.53. They had done some work already to regrade and we repave preparatory to a van accessible parking space. And then we have a plan that we designed to go ahead and put in the rest of that space, the signage, everything else that will be involved to make it accessible for use on election days.
Okay, is there a motion?
Yeah, I'll make a motion.
I'll second. All fair side? Aye. Thank you, Forrest.
Thank you. And I'll note also that the payments we're making for the election, it's poll workers, but it's also our polling places too. So you're all absolutely right. Poll workers did a great job that day. They always do. But we're also thankful to our facilities, which have stuck it out with us as we've gone through this process of making every place accessible. And they're getting their reimbursement for having served for both elections this year.
Thank you.
Now,
Thanks a lot.
you have an event tomorrow,
Yeah,
correct?
you talk about the event
Oh,
tomorrow.
yeah, I had to bring that up, didn't you?
Doing right
We
in
do.
this room.
We do. It will be here. It's a drawing to resolve all the tie votes cast in the November election. The one everyone is focused on, of course, is the city council drawing. But we do have tie votes in every election in a municipal year. It's common to do so. And we will be resolving it the way the election code requires, which is having this drawing third Friday after the election, a random drawing to resolve each case. Counties across the Commonwealth will be doing the same thing at the same time. And, I've had some individual conversations with both of those candidates for city council in the course of notifying them of the drawing, answering follow-up questions that they have. And I know they both, they're both good people. They both have, an intent to try to serve the public, serve the city to the best of their ability if they win. So, whatever happens tomorrow will happen. We will administer that and resolve it the way we need to, and then we move forward.
Yeah, thank you.
I think it's important to echo what you just said, that when anyone ever asks, like, why do you resolve it this way? Like, none of these are your choices. The day is selected. It's the third Friday after the election. The process is not, nothing is,
Right.
We don't make any choices as to how it's done. We follow the procedures that have been set forth.
Yep, we administer the processes prescribed by the election code as the Board of Elections. We facilitate it, make sure it goes the way it's supposed to. And all the other counties, as I mentioned, are doing the same thing tomorrow. That's what uniform conduct of elections in the Commonwealth looks like. And I'll probably say something to that effect tomorrow at the drawing too, because I think it is important that the public understand that, because there actually have been a number of stories published after the November election, not just about our county, but there are some high profile random drawings in other counties as well. I think there's one down in Northumberland County for a city council office. And then there have been some coverages of just the sheer quantity of tie votes that are having to be adjudicated across the Commonwealth for down ballot offices like auditor or tax collector. And some of those stories regrettably do veer into, kind of jokes about, what they perceive as the arbitrariness of the methods used. But it's being done because you have an unfortunate situation to begin with, because we have elections so that voters can make their decisions known, but sometimes you don't get that clarity if you have a tie vote. And it's an unsatisfying situation to everybody, and you have to have some method to resolve it. And the election code says this is how you do it, and that's why we're doing it.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot. Take care.
You too. Thank you. Leslie.
Morning, Commissioners.
Morning.
Morning, Director.
Welcome back.
You come back and look at all these,
Yeah.
all this work.
Yeah, that's all right. That's all right. 5.13, seeking your approval to renew our managed engine software renewal. This is a renewal that if we purchase it for the $21,611.25, we'll actually own the software. We do have an option to purchase it every year at $8,906.40. We thought it would be best for us if we did the you buy, you own it kind of thing, instead of paying almost $9,000 every month or every year, sorry.
And then I see it's discounted an extra $3,813.75, 15% more off
Yeah.
by doing it like that.
And I'm not sure if this much matters, but it says it's a 2025 approved budgeted item. It's actually included in the 2026 budgeted proposal.
Is there a motion to accept?
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
Comments or questions? Hearing none, all in favor, say
Aye.
aye.
5.14, this is for digital forensic software for the DA's office. If we purchase it now, they're giving us an 8% savings over next year's cost. The amount would be $6,720.
Okay, motion to accept.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
Questions or comments? Hearing none, all in favor, say
Aye.
5.15, seeking your approval to renew our network software in the amount of $5,725. And this is also in the 2026 proposed budget.
accept.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
Any further questions or comments? Favor, say aye.
Aye.
5.16, this is a renewal with our Oracle software for the DA's office in the amount of $963.98. This again is also included in the 2026 proposed budget.
Motion to accept.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
Further questions or comments? Hearing none, all in favor, say aye. Aye.
5.17, commissioners, we're seeking your approval to purchase and upgrade our courthouse cameras. The first one is going to be for 36 inside cameras in the amount of $28,091.10. And this is in our 2025 budget.
Motion to accept.
I'll make the motion.
Second.
Did we make any, I thought we had made some decisions to hold off on these and pull these all together once we speak and started. Correct? Are you aware of these?
I'm aware of the West. I'm not aware of holding off. These are the upgrades to the outdated cameras and a couple extra to cover spots that are blind spots.
I just wanted to clarify, because I thought there was a conversation of pulling you into the mix and reevaluating all this camera and security once you were the new sheriff in town. If you're okay with it, okay with it. So I'll second.
All fair side?
Aye.
Aye.
5.18, this is the outside cameras to replace them in the courthouse. Either replace or add a few in the amount of $19,060.60. And this is in our 2025 budget.
Motion to accept.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
Fair side?
Aye.
Aye.
5.19, seeking your approval to renew our multi-factor authentication software. This is actually two parts now through a CCAP program that we're in. We're going to do a 3-month this year. That'll get us through to March of next year. Same March. To get us through March of next year. So $7,525 this year to get us to next year. And then next year, it's going to be the remaining $30,100 to get us through to March of 2027.
A motion to accept.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
All fair side?
Aye.
Aye.
And then 5.20. I'd actually like to table this if we can. These are two switches for the prison project for the A phones. And we want to do it all as one project. So if we can we table this, until we present everything together?
Okay, motion to table.
Yeah, I'll make the motion.
Action item 5.1, 5.20.
Oh, sorry, did I say it wrong?
No, you're good.
Okay.
And so we have a motion and a second.
I'll second.
All in favor to table.
Aye.
Aye. Aye. Okay, thank you,
Thank
Leslie.
you.
Thanks.
Steve, for the next three.
Morning, everyone.
Morning.
First one I have, seeking your approval for the 5.21, the agreement with Guardian Protection Services, the amount of $715.70 per month. This is for the services out at the Warner's new building, and it's a 2025 project item.
A motion to accept.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
All fair side?
Aye.
Aye.
Next one is 5.22. This is seeking your approval to approve the invoice from Guardian Protection Services in the amount of $12,000. This is for the services that were provided here at Third Street Plaza. This is also a 2025 budget item.
Motion to accept.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
All fair side?
Aye.
Aye.
The last one is 5.23. This is to approve the change order number 22 with Keystruck Construction in the amount of $5,535.13. This is a change order for the Warner's Field, Wally Drive, and it was a 2025 budgeted item.
Can you elaborate a little bit more about that one, Steve? Just so everybody else can hear it. It has to do with something with the lighting, correct?
Yeah, the recessed lighting that was installed, similar to what we have in here. They didn't have the trim rings that go around the lighting. They didn't actually, from my understanding, they didn't actually come with it, so they had to order trim lighting or trim rings, say, order lighting and do all the installation of those.
So we're not paying for it twice, then we didn't order lights that had the trim that we paid for, didn't get them, and now we're paying for the trim.
The lights were ordered, but they didn't come with trim rings. That was,
I think what
I guess the
Commissioner,
question is like, did we order the wrong lights or did they not send everything that was supposed to come with the lights?
they were lights that didn't come with them, so it's an oversight. That's what I would call it, oversight that they weren't provided with the lights. It wasn't that they weren't shipped with them, they just honestly didn't come with them. So,
like they're a separate piece that was needed and it wasn't part of a complete set.
right,
I think the question, and correct me if I'm wrong, commissioners, you're asking if this is something that should have been sent with it as part of the whole kit and it wasn't. Is that something we need to find
Right.
out?
Yeah, I mean, I think just a general question, sometimes when these mistakes happen, if it was our mistake, we'll pay for it. If it was their mistake, why are we paying for the change order? And that's just what we're trying to piece through.
right.
I would suggest tabling this until we know, did we pay for lights that had rings and didn't get the rings? I mean, if this was this is what irritates me with this stuff. If this was in the original contract, if these lights were supposed to be the correct lights and they're not, why is it our fault? Why is it not the contractor or the person that did the bidding? Now, if we did it wrong when we bought the stuff, that's on us. This is where these contractors make a ton of money on change orders that just slide through.
Did you make that motion?
I will make that.
Okay,
And it's not on this construction company because they're the ones.
They're the ones filling in now, I get that.
Yeah, they're the ones we've hired to come in and fix what needed to be done.
I will second Mark's motion to table.
There's no reflection on them, but we have a motion and a second. All fair side. Aye. Aye.
Thank you.
Okay, so certified table.
Morning, Commissioners. I'm here to present item 5.24, vote to approve the appointments and reappointments to the Conservation District Board. I do need to point out that the appointments were made by the Commissioners in conjunction with the Chief Clerk. The district staff did not have involvement in this to be in compliance with Act 217 Conservation District Law. Reappointment of Cam Coons as Farmer Director for an effective term of January 1st, 2026 through December 31st, 2029.
Do you want
However you'd like, all at
to?
once or one at a
Do them
time.
all at once.
Thomas Murphy, reappointment as Public Director, effective term January 1, 2026 through December 31st, 2029. And the reappointment of Scott Metzger as Commissioner Director, effective dates January 1st, 2026 through December 31st, 2026.
Yeah, we've had some discussion with, we've had multiple meetings and people were here and there's things just still being discussed of, policies and how it all works out. So it's kind of been subtly requested of us that we table this for a week. So we can kind of just make sure that everything's clarified, going forward. So I'm going to make a motion to table this.
There's a second.
Yeah, I'll second. I do have, my question is, since this is really kind of our first time going through it as new commissioners, the process itself. So how do people get recommended for this?
To be recommended for the board, you have to reach out to one of our nominating agencies. I believe we have 7, and the nominating agency has to recommend you. Send in a nomination to the Commissioner's office.
Okay. So the nominations come to us and then we review, and then is there somebody also at Conservation District that reviews the applicants?
The Conservation District doesn't review the applications. We can't answer a limited number of questions. The State Conservation Commission at the state level reviews and oversees this process.
At the state level? Yeah.
We are not allowed to handpick our own board. That's why the commissioners are involved in the nomination process, and the final approval goes through the State Conservation Commission.
So even when we vote on this in a public meeting, it then goes to the state. This is not a final decision.
Essentially, as long as the directors you're nominating are qualifying for the positions you're nominating them for, it will go through. But if you nominate somebody who doesn't qualify as a farmer director or someone who doesn't qualify as a public director, it will get kicked back.
Just to clarify that too, obviously we know the commissioner being Scott Metzger, we get that side of it. What distinguishes a farmer director and a public director? I mean, I just want to clarify more. I mean, I get farmer too, but
yeah,
what's public?
According to Act 214, the Conservation District Law, it defines what a farmer is. And in relation to that, anything that isn't a farmer is a public director. So if you qualify as a farmer director, you have to be the way it's written is, if you qualify as a farmer director, thou shalt only be a farmer director. And anyone that doesn't qualify as a farmer director shall be a public director.
It was based on income made per year as agriculture.
But public could be anybody. It could be
Literally
anybody.
It could be anybody that's not a farmer.
Yeah.
Anybody
that doesn't qualify as a farmer director is qualified to be a public director.
or they don't have to have any.
Like nominating.
So they don't have to have any understanding of farm or ag or anything to be nominated.
Not on the public side.
But if a farmer wants to be considered as a public nomination, can he be considered a public nomination?
No, not according to the code. If you are a farmer, you have to be a farmer director.
And so,
If you have any further questions, I can get you more contacts with the state to fully explain that, and I can give you a copy of the code.
Will there be an issue if he tables for a week?
No.
Okay.
second.
It's a second, all fair side. Aye. Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you. Hey, Commissioner comments, you gentlemen have anything? No, I know we're getting closer on the budget. I appreciate, I'd like to personally thank Leslie again and her department. I know that she's looked at things differently, which is what we asked of all of our staff. She's, I would say, by far has come out further ahead than everybody in looking at how do we do things differently. So I know we've spent more this year, but it saves us longer or whatever. I like today, we're gonna buy something rather than continue to lease something. These are all great ideas and I appreciate the efforts that you have put into doing this. That's really what we've asked everybody in the county to look at. Instead of the same old, how do we do something different? How do we save some money? There's ways to save money, you know? I know it seems like half the time we're picking on the corner, that it's only because it just happens to be in construction right now. If it was the Dieter's bill, it'd be the same thing. But we look at these things and I just feel that these construction companies know the game and have played the game. And I mean, I don't know. If you're in the construction business and you're putting a light fixture in that should have a ring around it, how do you not know to have the light with the ring around? I mean, to me, it just, and again, I'm not picking on the job, I'm picking on the contractors. And I think it's just been a way they've made money for years in the government world, not paying it. It's so easy to just, slide that through. So I appreciate the board that I work with here. I appreciate what our corner has to go through with us looking at these things. But it's time someone looks at these things and stops some craziness that goes on out there. I appreciate that.
But just to kind of piggyback on that in a different direction, when we talk about this conservation board, as Mark said, this is the first time, because they're 3-year terms, except for Scouts as an annual term. For those guys, it's 3-year terms. So it's the first time we've dealt with it, even though we've been in this position for 2 years. So when this comes to us, you know, now we just had lots of questions how the process works. You know, there's a conservation board. Who appoints the board? Is it something that the county created? Did it come from the state? Did it come from the feds? And who has control over what? What are we voting for? And who has the final say in all these things? So, you know, we just we had a meeting about this earlier this week. And, you know, when you deal with so many aspects, we have 27 different departments, and you come up with stuff like this, it doesn't all run the same way. And, you know, Scott always talks about, like, when you have an airport authority, you have the water authority, and then you have a conservation board, and what's the difference between the authority and the board, and who appoints, who are the rules. So sometimes the stuff isn't just cut and dry, that you just don't vote yay or nay. That, and again, we could just slide this through, but I appreciate the fact that my team up here is willing to take the time to kind of learn the process to make sure we're doing it right. Because in all these aspects, and I'm just, you know, if we do something wrong and you can't fix it for 3 years, then it's, you know, these are problems. So, so that's why, just to take a week in some of these aspects, and this one, it's probably been 10 days because we were notable, you know, we started learning the process a few days ago. But, you know, there's so many aspects of government that run differently than this aspect. And it's not just the 3 branches. It's inside of the branches that whether you have an authority, whether you have a board, whether it's just commissioner based, so, you know, I appreciate the time and the people who are willing to educate us on how the process works and the best way to go through it.
Anything else? Thank you. Yes, Tom.
I want to thank you folks for moving the 2 new attorneys that applied and accepted. It's going to make my assistants now probably be able to shift 100 cases each between these 2 individuals. Also, adding cases to Mark and I that we have quite a few homicide cases.
Yeah.
And I specifically withdrew death penalty. One of the cases, by cost. So,
Well, it's important that we assist you on that. And we're aware of that we're informed that backlog is 1,100 cases on the trial list. And November is not happening now. So You know, it's gonna back it up further. So now you're into January. And like you said, 13, 14 of those are homicides. But it's critical we get those cases through. And if you don't have the staff to run those cases through, it's just gonna continue to back up even further.
Art and I will be handling our own separate homicide cases, but it gives a lot of room for attorneys to hold the other cases, the assaults, the theft cases, but I think we're going to be able to catch up by the first year.
That'd be great. Okay, well, thank you.
And Dave Marino, thank you. I mean, I don't think, I didn't realize, until I sat in this chair, the costs involved in a murder trial, especially when you go for the death penalty. I was amazed last year when we did budget, what your budget had to be to prosecute that is on the taxpayers, understandably. But then on the flip side, the defendant is also funded by the taxpayers to assist in their case. So the bill's unbelievable. And the difference between the death penalty and not a death penalty and you know, I mean, obviously these are decisions your office makes, but you know, as a taxpayer, when you sit there and you go, wow, he could save $1 million and the guy sits in jail for life rather than sits in jail for life with a death penalty. Because how many times did they actually end up being executed? I mean,
No, not Pennsylvania.
right.
Yeah.
So we get the death penalty, it costs us $1 million and they sit there for life anyhow. So I don't know, a hard decision that you have to make, but I appreciate the decisions that you do make in that.
There's one from Wilkes-Barre, well-known case back in the early 80s who killed, I forget how many people, a large number of people, former prison guard. And he was on death row for 43 years, I think. He just finally died in prison.
Yeah.
So he died on death row in prison.
Right.
But he sat there for 43 years.
Pennsylvania hasn't executed anybody for, what I think, 60 or 70 years.
Wow, yeah.
So it's a no-brainer. We'll be watching.
Well, thank you. Thank you. Okay. Any other public comment at this time? Yes, sir. Want to please come up to the podium and state your name for the record. Thank you for being here.
Good afternoon, Commissioners. Paul McKinley, 137 Winter Street. I'm here on behalf of Lycoming, Tioga, Sullivan County EMS Council as president. I was trying to find out, I have a position open at the county for inspections of EMS equipment and when that position is going to be filled. It's been vacant since June, and I've heard we had several applicants apply. And I was wondering when that's going to be, because it's funded to the county through the state. And I was wondering when that position is going to be filled.
What's the title of the position?
It's she's the compliance director, the one that was there. They go out and do the inspections for Lycoming, Tioga, and Sullivan County. Right now, I only have 2 people. I have a person who's in charge of education. Then I have the director of that office too. So just trying to figure out what the timeline is for getting that position filled, because I'm going to have a bunch of inspections coming up probably.
When you leave here, can you stop over in our secretary, leave your name and number? We'll call out there and get some answers for you.
Okay.
Get back to you today.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Anybody else? Yes, Mr. Winter.
Morning, Commissioners. Todd Rinder, 790 McNatt Road, Montgomery. Once again, I'm here to request funding for the West Branch Firemen's Association. We put a budget request in again earlier this year, and I can't stress enough that what those costs are for the training organizations and the training of all the firefighters in Lycoming County. Last year, we did just over 800 hours worth of training through Bucks County. And that was funded through West Branch Firemen's Association by buying the packages, the training packages that I talked to you about a couple meetings ago. And the LEPC also used one of their training packages to fund hazmat refresher training for fire departments, police departments, everyone that needs it. Those training packages have gone away, and now it's a $30 per seat charge from Bucks County. So that means in my department, if I have 30 people that need to do a 4-hour hazmat refresher that we have to do every year, it's going to cost my department alone $900. When a training package for 200 hours through West Branch to Bucks County was $1,200. And you can see how the costs are. And now my department, we're not overly blessed with a lot of money, but we could absorb some of this. But there are some departments that I think will not be able to put anyone through any training. Last night we have a training committee meeting underneath West Branch that administers all the training for the county. We make sure that we're not duplicating training. We're not wasting the hours that we get through these training packages. And that's typically attended by 5 or 6 at the most people. We had over 30 people there last night because of the critical situation that we're in with training, trying to come up with ideas for next year. And as you know, Scott, our only funding comes through the county, and they missed us for 2 years. And we have projects at both training sites that need to be done, updates, and some electrical things to be put in to help us do better training at these sites. We can't do it without funding from the commissioners. And I don't know when your budget's supposed to be out for review.
Tuesday will be out for review.
For Tuesday, okay.
Yeah.
So again, I just respectfully request that you fund that organization to the maximum that you can. It's critical. As you know, police, or not so much police, I don't know their situation, but fire and EMS is critical throughout the country. And as Paul, I'd like to reiterate what Paul said, that position is not funded by the county, it's a pass-through from the state. So, and that position is as critical as any of the others that are out there. So with that being empty, there are inspections that are not being done. There's the risk of people not being in compliance and being in a lot of trouble with the Department of Health. Not only, correct me if I'm wrong, Paul, but not only do they inspect ambulance services, but they also do paramedics, emergency rooms at the different hospitals, that sort of stuff. And we have a lot of problems in fire and EMS, and that position is critical. So I understand budget problems, you're trying to save money. I get it. My department has X amount of money coming in. We can't spend more than we get. So I'm the same thing at my house. But I also fund, I don't buy a toy if I need to keep the lights on in the house. So we need to think hard about that budget. And again, I understand that when you have interviews for the Director of Public Safety, in the past, you've said it would be Paul and myself sit on only interviews to represent police or fire and EMS, and you're going to have Sheriff Lusk sit in. I have a great deal of respect for Sheriff Lusk. However, I think the new Sheriff Spiegel should be sitting in on those interviews because Mark has been out of fire and EMS for well over 20 years as the sheriff. Not saying he doesn't retain some of his knowledge, but you should have people that can help you make the best decision for what's going on out there. Because if you don't realize it, there is very little faith from the fire service in DPS and who the next selection may be. So because there's some real problems out there. The radio system is a mess. We don't have enough telecommunicators we haven't filled positions. And there's dispatching problems, and I'm not faulting any of them. But there's things that happen that are beyond our control. And I think a lot of it is morale, and the public suffers. Not just the fire service and EMS service, but the public suffers if we don't have the right people in the right positions and keep that place running like a clock. So again, I appreciate your time.
Thank you. Any other public comment at this time? Online.
I do have some comments online, and I do want to firstly, excuse me, address a comment that was on last week's agenda and it actually did not make it to YouTube. So that's something we're going to be handling offline to see what the issue was there. But I did reach out to the constituent by phone, and she asked that I read her comment at this morning's meeting. The comment was from MC Gee regarding Commissioner Sortman. She wanted to compliment him on helping to sort out the county's finances, and she wanted to have it known that before he came on board, no one was really paying attention to this. And on a play on words, she wanted to tell you, thank you for sorting it out. So I wanted to, I know, she was great. She had me chuckle with that one. And then as of today's comments from Thomas Adams, 3614, good morning, Lycoming County. George Washington issued America's first federal proclamation for a day of prayer and thanksgiving, declaring where it is the duty of all nations to acknowledge the providence of Almighty God, to obey his will and be grateful for his benefits, and humbly implore his protection and favor. Now, therefore, I do recommend that we may then all unite in rendering unto him our sincere and humble thanks for his kind care and protection of the people of this country, and also that we may unite in most humbly offering our prayers and supplications to the great Lord and ruler of nations, and beseech him to pardon our national and other transgressions, to promote the knowledge and practice of true religion and virtue. May we as a county, state, and nation return to the roots of the founding fathers of our great nation by applying that motivation in the heart of the vision of our founders. Thank you for your work and dedication to our county. May God bless Lycoming County, and may God bless the United States of America. May we all have a very blessed and happy Thanksgiving. And he wanted, oh, I think he duplicated a quote here. That's not in full, so I'm going to bypass that. And then the second comment from Carrie 9216. Thank you, Commissioner Mark Sortman, for your remarks concerning change orders. I'm glad you are looking out for the taxpayers of Lycoming County, along with holding contractors responsible for their bids. And that's it.
Okay, thank you. Our next meeting will not have one next Thursday because Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving to everyone. But we will have one on Tuesday, a special session, 10 a.m. to unveil the 2026 budget. So with that said, your agendas for adjourned. Thank you.